Of all the things that you can insert into a site, the placeholder is possibly the most useful. When you click on that, it puts a nice grey box with a plus sign in onto your page. Now you can resize it and stretch it, so you can either make the whole thing stay in the same ratio by just dragging it out using the corner ones, or you can start really stretching it outwards so it goes across the width of the page. Again, you're tied to the structure lines of the page, but it still gives you a fair few options. You can also, if you want to, resize it, and you can drag it around and move it into different places, and then Google Sites will do its best to resize it. So it's now actually attached it underneath this description of Queen Elsa, which is quite useful. Again, if I decide I don't want it there, I could just undo. Now, the reason a placeholder is a lot more useful than a lot of the other options is that when you click on that plus sign, you can decide what you want to do with it. You can upload a file, you can select an image from your computer or from your drive, you can put a YouTube video, you can insert a calendar or a map. You've got all the different options. Now, all of these options are possible from the side menu over here, but they always bring it in at the size it wants to be. So if I insert a YouTube video, it brings it in at maximum size or optimum size for a YouTube video. If I do it via a placeholder, I can decide how big it will be before I start inserting things. So let's go to YouTube and let's put a video into there. So I'll pick a video that I've uploaded and we'll have inserting Google Drive items. It keeps the video at that size, whereas if I go into insert YouTube, it gives me an optimum size for YouTube. So it gives me a little bit more control by using placeholders. They're quite good for keeping space empty for things as well, or leaving options open. Again, you probably noticed the placeholders are what are used in the layout. So when I click the layout options, it is a placeholder and text boxes. So again, it comes back to that thing. Do you do a layout or do you do insert a placeholder of your own? What you can do that generally is quite efficient is I like to use it where I think that this 2 layout here is quite a nice size for a YouTube video. So this is what I do on my site. I just get rid of the bits that I don't want. And then I've got 2 nicely sized YouTube placeholders with a few clicks that I can just drag and move around. I can keep them as a pair if I want to, or I can drag them around and adjust where they are on the page and stack them up or make them into different sizes that way. So placeholders are very useful, but how you get them, you can get them via the placeholder or you can get them from a layout and pinch them from there and readjust. Totally up to you, but the placeholders are probably more useful and more flexible when you're building your pages.